Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're here in the dyno room. We have the CFMOTO 650NK on the dyno, and I see an exhaust there. Dave, tell us what's been going on, what you've been doing with the 650NK, and what we're going to do in this video.
Been working on this for a while now. We sent a tune out for a stock exhaust, stock bike setup, but it seemed like a lot of people was putting modified exhaust on here. This is one of those bikes that when you put an open exhaust on it, take all the back pressure away from it, we found lots of problems with it. Very dead bottom end, just running so lean, already run so lean from stock, and then the backfire was really bad. And then as you let off the gears to go into the next gear, we would find bad dead spots. So it's really finicky. We've tried several different exhausts. I actually put the stock mount back in this one, and this exhaust is just an exhaust that we was using for one of our test exhausts. So don't get carried away with this one. There's lots of them out there. This one's pretty low in my opinion. But we'll run the stock one just so you can hear the backfire and stuff on it, and then we can put the modified tune in for it and let you hear it and to talk about some other stuff.
All right, cool. Let's fire it up. Again, guys, like Dave said, this is the stock tune with the exhaust, and we'll see what happens.
So we just flashed in the exhaust tune that we've got right now for it, and basically we'll just run it. Just thought you guys would want to hear an exhaust on one. It's why we didn't pull it back off and put a stock on it. I kind of wanted you to see the differences in the backfire and stuff, but now we got the exhaust with the MSC tune on it, and we can kind of hear it. Now I'm not going to lie to you guys and say that you can take all the back pressure, put short exhaust and stuff on it, take the cats out of these different bikes and stuff, and not have any diesel pop on it, because when that fresh air comes back up your exhaust and meets unburnt fuel, it's going to explode. So what we have to do as tuners is make that mixture unburnable. Backfiring in an exhaust is not in the engine. It's not damaging the engine, it's not hurt it. A lot of time people want to relate it to a lean condition. 9 times out of 10 it is, but there's lots of times that that's not a lean condition, it's a rich condition. So we can use timing, fuel, other things to make that mixture either be burnt before it gets to where the fresh air can come back up the exhaust, or we can richen it up to make it unburnable. But those are things that cause backfire pop. It's just annoying. As far as it actually hurting the engine, it don't. So as a tuner, we have to try to get those out and the backfire pop out because it's so annoying. The shorter exhaust, the more open, the less baffle, the more that becomes a problem, and not always do we have the maps that we need to fix those. But on this one, we've really worked hard on it, and we'll get into it.
I noticed that on D-Cell that thing sounded really smooth.
Yeah, a lot better. As far as the dyno is concerned, this right here is our base run. So this was a stock 650 NK before we touched it with anything.
Okay, yeah.
We ended up with 57 horsepower, 37 foot-pounds of torque. You know, not bad.
Yeah.
Down here on the bottom is where I had people that were really concerned about it. You know, it just didn't run good. The lower you get here, the worse it will be no matter what, because this is an RPM bike. You know, it's building all of its power way up into the RPM.
That's right.
When you get down here, you're lugging it, and the more of an open exhaust you put on it, a lot of times makes that worse. This one actually made it better, so we'll talk about that. But this is our base run, 57 and 37.
Okay.
This is the run with no exhaust change, no air filter change. So this is just the first tune that we did.
Okay, cool.
You know, for no exhaust, for the guy that ain't gonna modify his bike but wants that a little extra. You can see on the RPM range, we picked it on up to 11,000 RPM, give you that little bit extra on top. A lot of times I go through on these bikes, if you're playing with your buddies, you're going to race it, you know what you're looking for in the RPM levels and stuff. To be honest, you're probably not going to gain just a lot as far as racing your buddy, because you're going to be wanting to change gears around here and let it be dropping back and then pulling back out so you don't get off the top of it. But if you was wide open throttle and lower gears, you would be able to go faster and peak it out RPM wise. Just something to look at. It doesn't hurt it to go that extra, so we gave it. Down at the bottom, we did get some gains. The blue is the after the tune, the red is before. On a dyno, of course, I always try to go over, we're reading off of peaks. So we peaked right here, and we peaked right here. This thing made good gains throughout the entire curve on it. The horsepower curve, our torque curve, made good torque on the bottom, pulled out further. You know, a lot of times they'll try to get back over when they run out of air. This one actually liked it, being able to tune it from 57 to 61, 37 to 41. I'm going to close these out and grab the stock run versus a tuned with the exhaust. So this is our stock run red, blue tuned with an exhaust change. We made big gains on the bottom that guys were complaining about. Let me take this off for just a second. I'm not going to try to confuse you guys, but I'm going to go with the the MSC tuned run and the MSC exhaust with the new exhaust tune as well. And why I wanted to pull this up, guys, is to show you red is our tuned without exhaust, blue is our tuned with an exhaust. Even with the exhaust above 7,000 RPM, there was really no changes. Bike ran the same. But at the bottom, something that I don't usually see with a real open exhaust is how much it picked up, which is in that area that you guys are complaining about on the bottom. So we went from, make sure I got my runs right, 30 horsepower to 34 horsepower on the bottom in that area. And you can see it's kind of hard. The faded out blue and the faded out red is the before and after in torque. Torque is what we're using down here. Horsepower doesn't really take over until, you know, we're getting further up on these crotch rockets and stuff. Crotch rockets aren't known for torque. You know, horsepower is what's doing it there. Right. So really good gains on the bottom is what I wanted to stress. I think the exhaust is a good idea for these, even though the popping and carrying on and stuff if you don't put a good tune in it. It actually says the power was 61.3 on the tuned run, and then the exhaust with the tuned run, and then 41 and 41 on the tuned run and exhaust with the tuned run. Right. But it doesn't show you all that power you're picking up here. Like I was saying, it grabs these peak numbers. And on the peak numbers, there wasn't big changes. The change was on the bottom. As far as the exhaust going into it, we tried several different exhausts in the Delvik brand, I guess is how you want to pronounce that. We put a full system on it where we changed the head pipe out, and there was literally no difference in it or no difference in the tune either. So as far as if you want to buy a head pipe, cool, we see no gain out of it whatsoever. we did see a good gain out of just putting a slip-on on the bottom to where some of you is complaining about. In my opinion, no big gains, you know, on the overall or on the top end. And then I had a customer that wanted an air filter change on it to see what would happen. We put the air filter in it, and we see no change as far as the air filter either, even all the way on the top side. So no change on the head pipe, no change on the air filter is what we've seen on this bike. You just got a really good bottom end change with these style mufflers, which we tried 3 different ones of the Delvic mufflers, and all of them were producing about the same, and the tune was pretty much about the same. Now, if you go to putting some crazy exhaust on it that's shorter, longer, custom made and stuff, we don't know how the tune will react with it. We definitely know that it'll be a lot better than without one or stock from what we've seen.
Absolutely.
But keep in mind, if it don't run to suit you, you can always you know, text or email back at MSC, and we'll see if there's something that we can help with for that. And as always, you know, MSC tunes are guaranteed. If the tune doesn't work for you, you know, holler at them. Those guys will take care of you. So that's just kind of what we've seen on the 650NK. Hope it answered some questions and give you some ideas.
Yeah, that's great, and to see the horsepower gain even without an exhaust, you know, just going with the MSC Tune.
Yeah.
Going from, I think it was 57 to 61 and a half.
Right.
So guys, that I haven't done a video up till now on the 650NK for the tune. We've had the tune. Dave's been tuning them. People's been buying them and loving it. But so yeah, here's video proof of the gains that you get with the 650NK. No exhaust change, just the MSC Tune. You're picking up a good horsepower all the way through. So that's awesome. And then, like Dave said, exhaust definitely helped on the bottom end. Not a huge change at all on the top. While we're at it, can we maybe show the guys how to get this ECU out?
Right, so we've got the back part of the seat off. I've actually got it in the back room because I've been tuning through the OBD on this one. But anyways, you know how to take your seat off. So pull your seat off. Your ECU is actually here. You can see the bottom of it. This is not the ECU as Blake said earlier. This is the ECU. Take these bolts out right here, which is a 10 millimeter. I'm gonna cheat with this impact. Just pull them off. Once they are off, you can manipulate this round a little bit. So pull it. It's pretty easy. You don't have to take this off or any of it. You can pretty much get it right off.
Oh yeah.
So then we got 2 Allen bolts right here and the plug. Simple as that. Once you get your ECU off, ship it in, and then just, you know, reverse the same steps.
Well, that's easy. All right, guys, you see it. It's really easy to do. You will be able to purchase your tune from teammscparts.com. You can use the link down in the description of this video, and then you will simply box your ECU up. You'll see when you purchase, you know, where to ship your ECU to, but it'll come to the Main Street Cycle address. Oh, Siri, hush. You'll have instructions on where to ship your ECU to. Just make sure you package it well. And as soon as it gets in our hands, Dave will take care of it and make sure that he gets it tuned, and then we'll box it up and ship it right back out to you super fast so that you can get right back out on the street.
One thing I was going to show is the guys are always, you know, how much time did you put into the tune? You know, how much work was it? You can look on our base run on this. It was run number 6. So I ran 6 runs to get a good standard base run on it. And this tuned version is 104 runs.
Wow.
So
104 runs on the dyno. That's a lot of runs.
That's a lot of runs.
That's a lot of pulls. So yeah, Dave spends a long time making sure these tunes are just right. And like I said, I mean, he's swapped out exhaust. He's done all kinds of things to make sure we're getting the right thing out to you. So yeah, awesome stuff, guys. I hope y'all appreciate the work that goes into these, as well as the videos to even get them out to you so that you can see. Hopefully the audio's turned out good for you. I'm using a different camera today in the dyno room. Hopefully it's been okay. Anyways, guys, again, go down into the description of this video. Also check out teammscparts.com. We've got all kinds of parts and accessories for you, whether it's, you know, street bikes, off-road stuff. We got you covered. Get that ECU out, send it to us. Dave will fix you up. So, Dave, you got anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right, sweet. Well, man, we appreciate y'all. God bless y'all. As always, remember to keep it real. We'll, here I am. We'll see you in the next one.